Silence is power when someone disrespects you. Someone talks over you, mocks you, or throws a cheap shot in front of others. Your chest tightens, your mind fills with comebacks, and you feel that burning urge to prove you're not weak. Most people explode, argue, or fire back with something they regret. From a Stoic view, that is exactly how you hand them your power. In the next few minutes, you'll learn 3 Stoic rules that teach you when to stay silent, when to walk away, and how to protect your self-respect without shouting, begging, or over-explaining. Stay until the end, because once you understand the last rule, you'll never look at your reaction the same way again. You know this pattern too well. At work, someone makes a disrespectful joke at your expense. People laugh, your face gets hot, and you feel your heart pounding in your ears. You defend yourself, explain yourself, and try to make them understand you were just doing your job. The more you talk, the less powerful you feel. They move on with their day. You spend the rest of your replaying every word, wondering what you should have said. With people you care about, it goes even deeper. You try to calmly explain how something hurt you. Instead of listening, they roll their eyes, call you sensitive, or twist your words until you're the problem. Suddenly, you're the one apologizing just to end the argument. You walk away exhausted, knowing in your bones that what happened was wrong, but somehow feeling like you're the one who failed. And then there are the nights when it's just you and your thoughts. You lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, replaying arguments that ended hours or even years ago. You imagine the perfect comeback, the perfect speech, the perfect moment where they finally see they were wrong. But in reality, nothing changes. You carry the weight of every disrespectful moment in your body while they sleep peacefully or don't think about it at all. How long will you keep sacrificing your peace just to win moments you can never truly win? The Stoics would say, this is not a problem of comebacks. It is a problem of standards and of how cheaply you give away your reaction. If this feels uncomfortably accurate, pause for a second. You're not the only one who lives like this. If you want a place that helps you stay calm instead of reactive, stay here and subscribe. We're building a corner of the internet for people who are tired of being disrespected and ready to train quiet power. From a Stoic view, the real battle is never about the insult. The real battle is about what your reaction is worth. Most people treat their reaction like loose change. Anyone who pokes them, provokes them, or disrespects them gets a piece of their energy. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. In plain language, they can throw their words. You decide whether to host them in your mind. Think of your reaction like the gate to your inner citadel. If every insult, every joke, every disrespectful person can walk in and make a mess, that's not strength. That's an unlocked door. Quiet power is when you decide your reaction is expensive and not everyone can afford it. Here is the mantra for this video. My reaction is not free. From this lens, we get to the first Stoic rule. The first rule: stop negotiating your worth with words. Every time you chase disrespect with explanations, you train people to see you as small. You argue, justify, defend, and explain, hoping they'll finally say, "You're right, I'm sorry." But people who enjoy disrespecting you are not looking for the truth. They're looking for control. Imagine someone talks down to you in a meeting. You calmly explain your reasoning, and they interrupt you. You explain again, and they twist your words. You raise your voice a little, and they smirk. What just happened? You turned a moment of their disrespect into a performance where you fight to prove you're worthy of basic respect. In practice, this means you stop doing what the Stoics would call the JADE cycle: justifying, arguing, defending, explaining. You say what is true once, clearly and calmly. If they try to drag you into circles, you don't follow. You step back. You let their behavior speak louder than anything you could say. Here's a sentence you can use. I've said what I needed to say. I'm not going to keep repeating myself. The moment you stop negotiating your worth with words, you break their favorite game. The second rule: use silence as a filter, not a punishment. Most people think silence is weakness. They think if you're quiet, it means you have no comeback, no courage, no strength. So they overcompensate with drama, long speeches, and emotional explosions. But Stoic silence is different. It's not about shutting down. It's about choosing not to feed what doesn't deserve your energy. Picture this. Someone throws a passive-aggressive comment at you in front of others. You feel the sting. Your old self wants to clap back with something sharper, to put them in their place. Instead, you look at them once, let the comment hang in the air, and say nothing. You turn back to what you were doing, calm and unmoved. They might laugh awkwardly, repeat themselves, or look around for validation. That's when everyone in the room sees the truth. Your silence doesn't protect them. It exposes them. In practice, this means you choose when your voice is needed and when your silence says more. You're not giving them the satisfaction of seeing you scramble to defend yourself. You're letting time and patterns reveal who they really are. Here's a simple mantra for this rule. I respond where it matters. I am silent where it doesn't. If this is hitting you, and you can already see moments where you gave away your reaction too cheaply, remember this: you don't have to keep living that way. If you want to train this kind of emotional discipline, subscribe. We're building a community of people who choose calm over chaos and standards over drama. The third rule: walk away and let your absence speak. Sometimes silence is not enough. The most powerful thing you can do is remove your energy entirely, not as a threat, not as a manipulation, but as a quiet decision. This environment is too expensive for my peace. Most people stay in disrespectful situations because they're addicted to the hope that one more conversation will fix it, one more argument, one more explanation, one more chance for them to finally see your heart. But disrespect rarely heals in the same place it was born. It heals when you step out and rebuild your standards somewhere else. Imagine you're in a relationship or friendship where your boundaries are always a debate. Every time you ask for basic respect, it turns into an argument about how you're too sensitive, too distant, or too complicated. So you stay. Keep explaining. Keep proving. Keep shrinking. Months or years go by, and nothing changes except your self-respect. Walking away in a Stoic sense doesn't mean slamming doors or posting dramatic quotes online. It means you quietly stop making yourself available where you are consistently disrespected. You stop answering every message instantly. You stop chasing conversations that always end with you doubting yourself. You invest your time where your presence is honored, not exploited. In practice, this sounds like, I've noticed this pattern isn't changing. I'm choosing to step back and protect my peace. The world will call it cold, but your future self will call it the moment your life starts to change. Within the next 24 hours, try this once. Think of one person or situation where you normally react, explain, or chase. The next time a disrespectful comment or dismissive tone shows up, do not explain yourself twice. Say your truth once calmly. If they push back, repeat your new line. I've said what I needed to say. Then go quiet, or physically excuse yourself from the conversation. You'll feel the pull to keep talking. That's your old training. Let it burn. For the next 7 days, practice a small rule of quiet power. Rule: I do not explain myself more than once in the same conversation. Write it down somewhere you'll see it. At work, with family, with friends, and even online, practice saying less and observing more. If someone refuses to respect your boundary, don't fight harder. Take a breath, feel your feet on the ground, and either go silent or walk away. You are not running from conflict. You are refusing to live in a place where respect is optional. From this point on, you're not just some guy trying to win arguments. You are moving from the person who reacts to everything to the person who chooses what is worthy of a reaction. From the man who begs to be understood to the man who stands by his standards, even if no one claps for them. From the man who shouts to feel powerful to the man whose silence and decisions carry more weight than any speech. This is what self-respect looks like in real life. The discipline to stay calm when you could explode. The quiet power to walk away when your standards are not met. The courage to value your peace more than their approval. So imagine that same situation from the beginning of this video. Someone disrespects you in front of others. Before, you would have jumped into a debate, defending yourself until you were empty. Now, you feel the surge of emotion, but you don't let it drive. You say one clear sentence, or you say nothing at all. You let the moment pass. And if the pattern continues, you walk away and give your energy to a life where respect is the minimum, not the reward. You don't owe anyone your chaos. You owe yourself your standards. When you're done here, don't stop at understanding. Take the next step and protect your standards in real life. Click the video on your screen. Stop letting people disrespect you. 7 Stoic don'ts that keep your power. It will show you exactly what to stop doing, so disrespect has nowhere to live in your life. On Stoic Ether, we train self-respect, discipline, and quiet power. If this helped you stay calm and clear, subscribe and stay with us. And leave this in the comments so you remember it. My calm is my weapon.